Hey, what is going on, guys? It is Young here, and today I'm back in a Fortnite video. And in today's video, I'm gonna be teaching you guys how to become really good at duos here for season 7. And for this gameplay in the background, it was a little bit before the zombies. I do believe that the zombies are gonna be coming out of the game very soon, and I think by the time you're watching this video, they should be out. I think in the recent update, they're gonna be taking it out. So I wanted to have a gameplay for you guys without the zombies. For those of you guys who are watching this video maybe a few days after the zombies coming out of the game, you probably don't want to see a gameplay with the zombies in it. But either way, this is an 18 kill duo game, very fast paced, high kill gameplay. I'm sure you guys will enjoy it. And before we get into the video, I have a V-Buck giveaway. If you guys want a chance to win some free V-Bucks, all you need to do is to drop a like on this video, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, turn on my notifications, and leave a comment down below of your Xbox gamer tag, PSN gamer tag, or Epic account. And as well, make sure you guys have me supported as a creator on the item shop. All you need to do this is go to the item shop, hit X, type in Young Humor. That's all you have to do, and you will have me added and supported as a creator. And alright guys, let's go right to the video. Alright, so in this video, I'm going to be talking about how to get better in the duo playlist. And the reason I'm talking about duos is because duos is my favorite game mode. I have the most amount of wins in that game mode. And just put a little bit of perspective on it, I think I have about 300 wins in solos and just about 300 wins in squads as well. So those are pretty even. I don't really play them a ton, but from time to time, of course, I'll play it. But for my most amount of wins, I have 1200 wins in duos, so I play a ton of duos day after day, and I honestly haven't been playing too much with the zombies, and the reason why is not really because of the zombies, it was mainly because of the fog and just not being able to see other players. I think that was just the worst part, so I've been playing a lot more squads recently, and I've had quite a few good gameplays. I think in my last video I had a 19 kill squad game, so I've had some really good gameplays in that. But besides that, I would say my best game mode in duos, and that's what I play best at, and that's the game mode that I'm most consistent in when it comes to getting wins, when it comes to getting more kills, and just my KD. I just have the best overall stats in duos, and that's what I like to play the most. But anyways, I would like to commentate over this gameplay and break it down, just to show you guys my playstyle and exactly what I did to make me drop so many kills, and just to overall have a really good game in this duo match. And like I said, this is a little bit older of a gameplay, and it's not really too old. By older, I mean like literally less than a week. And I basically got this gameplay, it was either the day or the day before the grappler got taken out of the game. And even with the items like that, like the grappler, or any items that they're taken out of the game are put in. And most of the time when it comes to these weapons, it really doesn't change my playstyle. I play the exact same game after game, and even with or without those weapons, I'm still going to make a lot of the same plays. So I had one part in this gameplay while I was at the Dusty Hill, and I wanted to go over to the top of the mountain just to have that sort of high ground. And so I used the grapple to get on top of it, but either way, even if I didn't have the grapple gun, I would have built up to that hill anyways, and it would not have made too much of a difference in my gameplay. It just made it a little bit quicker, and of course helped me out a little bit. But either way, I still have done the exact same play. So even with these changes in Fortnite, I pretty much am never going to change my playstyle unless they make some drastic change. Like of course adding in planes, or really just anything into this game where it's really going to make a huge impact on the game, which they don't do too often, but from time to time they do add in a lot of weapons that might be kind of overpowered, or just different kind of buffs and updates that really changes the meta in Fortnite. And here we're leaving Tilted with 5 kills, and I think I ran into another team in Tilted, but I think they end up running away with a rift or something like that. So the one thing that I really like about duos as opposed to squads, or even opposed to solos, is when it comes to duos, you always have that teammate to rely on, which means, I mean, right here is a perfect example of this player right here. He was completely focused on my teammate, which makes it for such an easy kill on this player. And that's just one of the main things that I like about duos as opposed to solos, because in solos you're always in that 1v1 fight. Unless they're fighting another player, then typically you're going to be fighting a 1v1, and then they're going to be building up on you, which is going to make it a lot harder to win that gunfight. And for squads, mainly the reason why I don't play a ton of squads, I do play from time to time of course, but for the main reason I don't play a lot of squads is because it really is just too hectic a lot of the times, because you're getting so sprayed by so many different angles. You have all these explosives, you have the deal, you just have other weapons that just go all the way through your builds instantly, the scar, just any type of weapons that just absolutely melt you. And then going into a squad game can be a little bit difficult, and just finding shields can also be kind of challenging. So for me, duos is kind of that good mix, and that's why I like to play it the most. So here, after picking off those shots in Dusty, we're going to be heading over with the plane towards the retail area, and we're going to be heading over to the summer homes, or whatever you guys call them. I'm going to be heading over to these houses, and I'm going to attempt to get a few initial tags, either with the turret on it or go with the plane, because I want to try to get as much damage off as possible before I jump out of the plane. And that's also another really good thing with the plane, it catches a lot of people off guard. So say if you dive bomb another player, so you go straight down on them, a lot of the times after you dive bomb them, if you jump out immediately after you hit the ground, a lot of the times the other players are still going to be looking at the plane, because it could be very hard for them to see you, which is going to be a huge advantage, because the second you jump out of the plane, you're going to have a perfectly lined up shotgun shot where they're not even going to notice you. So pretty much you either hit them for a few times with 30 with the plane, and then immediately jump out and then hit them for a clean shotgun shot. And most of the time you can either get a knock right there, if not they're going to be really low, and your teammate should be able to finish them off quickly, or if you pump SMG you should be able to finish them off quickly as well. And when I'm using the plane, I always like to stay as high as I possibly can, because the higher you are with the plane, the more you're going to be able to see. And I know that sounds really common sense and really easy, but that's just another really good tip to do, is to stay as high as you can with the plane for the most part, because once you're at that highest point with the plane, you're going to be able to put a lot more pressure on people. Because if you're coming straight down from max height on another player, then you're going to be doing way more damage than if you're already low. And on top of that, more people are going to be more likely to shoot at your plane if you're lower than if you're all the way up in the air. And that's just another really good tip if your plane's really weak, is to go up as high as you possibly can, because once your plane is at a good height, or even at max height, it's going to be very difficult for any other players to hear your plane unless you're shooting with it. But most players aren't even going to take shots at your plane, because if you're all the way up not even bothering them, then there's going to be no point for them to challenge you anyway. So most of the players in this game are just going to leave you alone if you're not challenging them. But if you do take a few shots at them with your plane, then you can just expect them to shoot back. And as long as I can remember, in Season 7, Deagle Pump is still going to be the strongest meta and the strongest combo in this game. So getting good with the Deagle and the Pump is going to be a necessity if you want to get good at this game. And especially in duos, or especially really in any game modes at all, you want to be able to at least be able to use a double pump. And even if it's not your favorite thing to do, you're still going to be able to do a lot of damage and pick people off very quickly, just as long as you're at least semi-decent with the Deagle, which really isn't too hard to do. And even if you only use the Deagle to shoot at people's walls, it's still going to help you guys out a ton, because you're going to be able to wall replace, and there's different things that you can do. You can surprise shot them, because if they're healing up and they're turned around from you, going for a quick Deagle pump on them when they're not expecting it is going to be a really good way to get a few open shots on them, and just overall do a lot of damage really quickly, and just prevent them from getting their heals off. So with 7 people left, I want to try to go find the next team, so I'm going to be doing the exact same thing. I'm going to be hopping in my plane, and this time I don't want to be up too high, because I honestly want a team to start shooting at my plane, because at this point I'm really just going for kills. I want to find the next team. So I'm staying at a point where I'm a little bit high enough that people can't just absolutely destroy me, and as well it's going to give me enough time to get a lot of shots off of them and just be able to go for the finish. And the exact same thing happened there, where I got a few tags on the player. I jumped out of my plane immediately, and that guy was still looking up at my plane, which allowed me to get a really easy shot with my pump and then finish him off with a heavy AR. So a very easy kill on those 2 players. So now I'm at 5 people left with 16 kills. And I'm going to be running into the next team very shortly. I'm actually going to be running into the next 2 teams. I'm going to see a solo, and then I'm going to see a duo. And when I'm fighting that team, I'm actually going to be losing a lot of HP. I think I'm going to get brought down to under 7 HP. And at that low of HP, I do a really good job of creating enough space in between me and the other players to at least get off a few minis, try to get off a campfire, or just do anything that I can to get my HP up. And I think that's really important. So we're going to be riffing on the next team here. And so we're looking around trying to figure out what this team is, and we're going to see him exactly where we fought the other teams, and we're going to find him by the planes. So we're going to have the duo at the plane area, and then the solo is going to be right here to my right. And when I'm landing in here, I'm trying to get a quick pick on this player right here. I get a pretty good tag on him with my pump shotgun, and then I finish him off the heavy AR. So I had about 100 HP, and I was going to go for at least a few tags on the player on the right. Didn't have the best of bloom, and since my HP is low and I knew they have RPGs, I backed up and I created as much space as possible. So even if they shot their RPG, it wasn't going to break all of my structure immediately, and I was going to have enough time to at least get off the heals that I had. And at the same time as that happening, my teammate came up and got a pretty easy pick on the guy who was focused on me, and then I ended up finishing the guy who was on him. So it was an overall really good 18 kill gameplay, and with that being said, that's a wrap it up for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, hope you guys liked it, and if you guys could, drop a like on this video. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Turn on my notifications to be notified for every single new video, and alright guys, I'll see you next video.